homesteaders. It's that time of year again. It's time to make a few gifts for some of our friends and family, grandkids. So what I'm working on are some boxes that make great gifts. And so these are just little boxes, pretty easy to make, thin wall. End up having to resaw some material. This is a piece of wood that I weaved, wiggle wood. So if you want to see how to do this, I'll include a video on how to do this at the end of this one here. So when you get done watching this video, take a look at that one. It's a pretty good video. It's a lot of fun doing that. So these boxes will be fun. You don't have to do it out of this kind of stuff, just regular wood. Easy boxes, and they make great gifts. So here we go. Okay, this piece of wood here I took over to the router, and I lost that footage, by the way. I don't know how I do that, but once in a while I do. Anyways, I took it over to the router, and I ran a 1/4 inch wide bend here, about halfway through the thickness of this little board here. So my boards are just over 1/4 inch thick, and the top and bottom all planed down to 1/4 inch to match the depth of this, or close to it. So anyways, that's what I did there. So I used a 1/4 inch straight bit on my router. We'll head over to the table saw or the saw, get the end straightened up on this guy, and then head over to the table saw, and we'll cut 45s to make a box out of this. There we go. I want my box to be roughly 4 inches on the sides, and then in the front and the back 6.5 inches wide. So we'll get started with that. We'll just have to cut them in order here to kind of keep the lines matching as close as we can. We're going to lose a little bit. We'll try to keep it as close as we can. So here we go. Okay, so I got to add, so I cut in 6.5, I got to add the kerf of the blade. So I got to add 1/8 inch. Okay, it's time to assemble the sides. So what I like to do is have the sides run up against a straight edge. I like to use the rip fence on my saw, and I take some painter's tape and place over the joints. Kind of press it down, pull tight, press it down. So it's nice and firm. It'll be a nice connection to the wood. So when we get it off here, everything lines up. Okay, let's get that baby over. So this end grain really soaks up the glue pretty good, so I like to put a coat on and then come back after a second here and then put a little bit more on. We'll put a little on the ends here. And I did put one coat of finish on here. I'm using a polyurethane, oil-based polyurethane. So I put one coat, just the inside of the box, make it easier towards the end. So I'll get a little bit of the glue out of the corners here. Let's use a little wood chisel here, works pretty good. Try not to smear it around as much as I can. But having that finish on the inside really helps. Instead of mustard, I'm actually using Type Bond 3 for glue here. So this makes a make-do little container for my glue. So if you're seeing that, that's what that's about. Oh, glue in a lid here. So I got the lids cut out to fit the tops here. Usually I would just do a little rabbet inside and then slide it in there and then glue the box. But I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to have this right at the top here. I didn't want to have a little lip around there. So I'm making a little different kind of box. So bear with me here. Take this tape off. Okay, let that set. Okay, we're back. I took the clamps off here. The top and the bottom are glued on here. So now we got a solid box. So what I want to do now, before we take it over to the table saw, we'll cut this on our table saw so that the lid is removable. But before I do that, these joints here feel a little rough. They're pretty tight. But if you take something round and just kind of roll that edge over on these, and then we'll give it a light sanding here, that will close that edge up nice and tight. It'll look and feel a lot better. It won't have all those sharp edges. So that's a good little tip. Okay, so there was some pretty good gaps up here, but put that sawdust in there with the glue and that works pretty good. Okay, we got this off the bandsaw, so we separated the lid from the box. So now what we're going to do is remove some of the saw marks. Start off with some 100 grit sandpaper. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just take this box here and we'll just run a little pencil line around everything. Chalk works really well for this, but I don't have any right now. Okay, so we'll get that on here. Lots of sand in here. What you want to do is go until all those marks are gone, and then you got a pretty flat surface here. So I'll do this, and then we'll switch up grit to this is 120. So I'll switch up grit to 220 after I get these marks pretty close to gone. So I'll be back. Okay, you see the marks are all gone here, so we got a pretty flat base. So I'll do the same thing on the lid, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we got this pretty flat, this flat to the lid, so it looks pretty good. So now what we want to do is I'm going to take some 220 and just soften up the edges, slightly sand all the edges, the points. Don't make them round, just take off that sharp feeling, and it makes your box feel a little higher quality. It makes it feel soft. After you get done sanding it, just run your hand all over their box and make sure it just feels nice. No sharp edges. So that feels pretty good. Okay, so I'm putting these little strips in there like that, and I'll get them glued in, but right now I'm just fitting them. And what I'm doing is just taking this strip, putting it in here, and then marking it right there. This is just the way I'm doing it. People have a lot better ways of doing this to do this, but so what I do is I just take a razor knife here and just work through that strip. Well, this is what it looks like before I glue it in there. So I just got it, they're sitting in there right now, just being held with tension, by tension. So I'll get these glued up, little clamps, and then give it a little bit of a sanding, and we'll test fit this thing. Okay, so after a little sanding here on this lip here, which I made out of cherry wood here, it fits down into this box pretty good. You can see that it's pretty tight, but it's not really super tight. So when I go to put a finish on there, that'll probably snug up a little bit. So anyways, okay, we're gonna go with a oil-based polyurethane, and I'm going to do a little satin finish, and then I will soften that up with a little Brillo pad when we get done. There we go. See if these colors pop here on us. Okay, so I've decided to go ahead and put some splines in these boxes. Here, this little box here, make the corner a lot stronger. All right, here we go. Now I got to make some splines to fit this. I could put a little bit more glue on the end grain on this little piece here before I put it in. Okay, here we are. I've got 3 coats of oil-based polyurethane on these blocks. And I did 3 boxes at the same time, but I'm showing you one. So here are the spline joints in this box. Those really strengthen up the corner of these boxes, and they're not that hard to do. Okay, I've got 3 coats of an oil-based polyurethane in a satin finish on this. Even with the satin, it's a little shiny for my taste. So what I like to do is soften it up with like a gray Scotch-Brite pad. And I just kind of just rub the shine off, and it'll take some of the brush marks you got in there, kind of just softens everything up. I think that looks better. That's the way I like it. I don't know how you do it. Leave a comment below on how you like to finish your stuff. Anyways, this is a nice box. Sign on the bottom. Nice finish. This could be a nice little Christmas gift. This one's for my grandsons. Okay, if you like this wood, I have a video on how to weave or wiggle wood. So I'll link that right down here.